Hi, my name is Allison, and I'm in the 5th grade. Last week, I found out I had to have surgery. My mom told me we were going to CHRISTUS Children's. I felt nervous and had a lot of questions. Come with me and I will show you what happened when I went to the hospital and had my surgery. When I woke up the morning of my surgery, I wasn't allowed to eat breakfast. That was really hard because I felt hungry. But it was important that I did not have anything to eat or drink before my surgery. When we got to the hospital, we took an elevator to the 2nd floor and checked in at the registration desk. Some kids check in here for other procedures, like MRIs, and go through the same process too. I was given a hospital bracelet that had my name and birthday on it. My mom and I sat in the waiting room, and when it was my turn, a friendly nurse led us through the doors to a small room to see how tall I am and how much I weigh. Next, she took my temperature. After that, the nurse walked us to our pre-op room where I got ready for my surgery. In the pre-op room, the nurse needed to know how I was breathing, so she placed a sticky band called a pulse ox around my finger. It measured my oxygen and heart rate on a monitor. It felt like a Band-Aid and had a red light. It didn't hurt. Next, she put a blood pressure cuff on my arm. It gave my arm a tight squeeze. She used a stethoscope to listen to my heartbeat. Then, my nurse asked me to put on a hospital gown and socks. It felt like a silly outfit, but it was comfortable. I even saw other kids wearing the same thing. After that, I met the people who would be taking care of me in the operating room. First, I met the doctor who would be giving me my sleep medicine during my surgery. He told me the sleep medicine is called anesthesia. My doctor said that there were 2 ways to get the anesthesia medicine into my body. One way was breathing it through a mask, and the other was getting it through a tiny plastic straw called an IV. My mom and the doctor talked and made a plan for me. I used the mask. I had a lot of questions about anesthesia, so my nurse called in a child life specialist. Her job was to help me feel more comfortable about having surgery. She showed me a mask and let me practice taking deep breaths into it. I learned that anesthesia medicine will help me fall asleep and will keep my body asleep so that I wouldn't feel anything during surgery. The medicine works faster than counting to 10. The child life specialist showed me pictures of what I was going to see in the operating room so that I would know what to expect. She also brought me toys and activities to keep me busy before my surgery. Then, my doctor and the operating room nurse came into the room to meet with my mom and asked her a few questions to get to know me better. I started feeling nervous. They reassured me that feeling nervous is normal and that they will keep me very safe. This made me feel better. They even said I could take my stuffed animal with me to keep me company during surgery. When it was my turn, I gave my mom a hug and said, "See you later." My mom got to hang out in the waiting room close by during my surgery. Then, my nurse pushed my bed on wheels to the operating room. We listened to music and talked about my pets as I rode on the bed. It was fun. On my way, I saw a little kid going to surgery too. She got to drive a little electric car into the operating room. I waved to her. It was awesome. When I got to the operating room, I saw some big bright lights on the ceiling. The nurse told me these lights help the doctor see really well. My doctor said these machines are used to keep my body safe during surgery. He also told me that my medical team will always be with me in the operating room, even when I'm asleep. My nurse moved me from my bed onto the operating room table, where I got comfortable. They put the pulse ox back on my finger and the blood pressure cuff back on my arm. They even put some stickers on my chest. My doctor says that the stickers help my team see how my heart is beating during surgery. They asked me if I was ready and then placed the mask onto my face. I took a few deep breaths and fell asleep. After I was asleep, the doctor placed an IV, which is a tiny straw, on my hand. The IV was used to give my body medicine during my surgery. I didn't even feel it happen. When my surgery was over, I woke up in the recovery room. My mom was there with me, holding my hand. I looked down and saw the IV. My nurse gave me a popsicle and took out the IV. All I felt was a tape being pulled off. It didn't bother me. I woke up feeling tired, but some kids wake up feeling sick to their stomachs. That's normal, and the feeling goes away quickly. I was able to go home after my surgery. When I was able to leave the hospital, I sat in a wheelchair, and my nurse pushed me to my car. Some kids spend the night at the hospital after surgery. Kids who spend the night get to take an elevator to a private room with a big bed and a place for a grown-up to spend the night too. The hospital has cool play areas to keep kids busy. There are even facility dogs who love to visit kids. Well, that's the end of my story. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions about surgery, ask a grown-up or have a grown-up contact CHRISTUS Children's. Everyone at the hospital is really friendly and there to help you. I hope you have a speedy recovery like I did. Bye!